guys, 2010 is swooped away, and now it's time for 2011 week. And of course, we're going to start off talking about my top 10 favorite movies of 2011. Now, I would say I watched more 2011 movies than I watched 2010 movies in theaters, because 2011 is kind of like the year where I started watching a lot of movies in theaters, and that's when I got inspired to love movies and watch movies every single year. So, what are we waiting for, guys? You know what this list is going to be. Let's start talking about my favorite movies of 2011, and there's a lot of good movies that came out in 2011, so let's get started.
Number 10.
So let's start off with, to me, one of the most underrated Christmas films of all time, and people should see this movie, Art for Christmas. Yes, I don't think anyone remembers Art for Christmas, maybe I'm wrong about that, but out of Elf and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, a lot of people don't talk about Art for Christmas. I thought Art for Christmas was a really fun, enjoyable family Christmas film that I could watch every single year. If I could pick my top 5 favorite Christmas films, Art for Christmas is right there. It has a lot of heart, has laughs, it just gets you into the Christmas spirit, and that's why Art for Christmas is on my number 10.
Number 9.
Yes, J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg collabs on this film, and when I heard about that, I'm like, yes, I'm seeing Super 8, and this movie was fantastic. If you like Stranger Things, I think Super 8 is going to be one of those movies for you. It's just another coming-of-age alien film that just does it so unique and so well. You just love the kids in the film, and also this movie kind of inspires me to make movies and also play with that Super 8 camera that's in the film, because this film is also about kids making a film while this crazy alien invasion that's happening. Again, Stranger Things fans should check this movie out.
Number 8.
Fuck yeah! I know it's in the wrong movie, I know it's from Team America, but just every time I think of Captain America, I just have to sing that song. In my opinion, Captain America the First Avenger is my favorite Avengers movie setup. A lot of people said 4 is, or the first Iron Man. To me, I think Iron Man felt like a movie on its own, and Captain America the First Avenger felt like an Avengers setup, so I think Captain America the First Avenger is my favorite Avengers movie setup. With a great performance by Chris Evans as Captain America, out of Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four, now we got him as Captain America, and his role is just more iconic than that movie. Hugo Weaving, one of the most underrated MCU villains. He was badass as Red Skull. Everything about this movie was fantastic. It's a great origin story, and also Joe Johnston, great director. I love The Rocketeer, and this movie kind of has that Rocketeer vibe. It kind of has a similar vibe. That's why I love Captain America the First Avenger. I think it's one of my favorite Avengers movie setups.
Number 7.
Now let's go a bit artsy on my list. This director, I love this director to the bottom of my heart. He makes so many great movies because his movies are mostly art. But most of his movies are gangster films. But now in 2011, Martin Scorsese decided to change that to make a 3D family picture, and I think he just nails that idea. Hugo. Yes, Martin Scorsese, I love this director to the bottom of my heart. I think most of the movies he's done are just pure art. And Hugo is a bright example of why Martin Scorsese is pure art. This is a great family film that I actually read the book before I saw the movie, and the book was also art. It's mostly illustrated, and the movie just brings the book to life so well on the big screen. And I have seen this movie in 3D, and I would say this is some of the best live action 3D that I've ever seen. Hugo is my highest recommendation. If you love Martin Scorsese and you haven't seen Hugo, check it out.
Number 6.
Warrior, in my opinion, is basically Rocky if it just goes dark and dark and dark. Everything about Warrior is just extremely underrated, especially from the performances from Tom Hardy, Joe Edgerton, and in my opinion, the best performance by Nick Nolte ever. This is a really heartfelt boxing story about brother versus brother. It just really impacts me. I think it's one of those movies that you should check out if you love Tom Hardy and Joe Edgerton. It's probably some of the best performances that they're ever done.
Number 5.
Alright guys, up to my top 5 favorite movies of 2011, and coming to my number 5, in my opinion, biggest surprise in 2011, and that movie goes to Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Now, from the first Mission Impossible, I liked that movie. Then from second to third, I thought they're just, yeah, especially the second one, but Ghost Protocol is just like, boom, they made this franchise so much better. From Brad Bird, the director of The Incredibles, this is his first live action film he's directed, and he just nailed it and fixed this franchise to a whole. And then after every Mission Impossible movie, the franchise just gets better and better and better. And out of Tom Cruise stunts in the film, this is probably the most insane that I've seen Tom Cruise done.
Number 4.
A comedy movie about cancer. That just sounds insane. That really sounds insane. But 50-50 just makes a sad, lonely concept, but but made it hilarious. It's just, wow, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, he just nailed it with this film. The chemistry between Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen was just really amazing in the film. Honestly, what a plot. Like, a guy that has cancer, but made it so relatable that they made this movie really, really funny. Good props, 50-50. You just nailed that.
Number 3.
Oh yeah, X-Men is back. After the successful of X-Men Origins Wolverine, now we've got a great X-Men film again, back then in 2011. X-Men First Class is, in my opinion, one of my favorite superhero prequels, or at least favorite prequels of all time. One of them. Again, Matthew Vaughn, you've done it again. From Kick-Ass that came out in 2010, now you've done X-Men First Class, and you proved to us that you're one of the best directors to put on these projects. We all thought this movie would be shit, but thanks to Michael Fassbender, who played one of the most iconic roles of Magneto, but also James McAvoy, who plays Charles Xavier, just nailed it. But the story of this movie is just so simple. It's fantastic. It nails the X-Men movies really, really well. Not like Dark Phoenix and all that stuff. This movie makes so much sense to the other X-Men franchise. Good props, X-Men First Class. You just nailed the superhero genre.
Number 2.
Alright, 2 and 1. Same thing as 2010. These two movies I can put in my number 1. But of course I have to keep them separated. So which movie I'm just putting for now, and probably I'll change my mind after this video. But coming to my number 2 is probably one of the best finales to one of my favorite franchises of all time. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Of course I had to put this movie on my list. This is one of the most fun, biggest blockbuster that came out that year. From the success of Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1, in my opinion, I'm not a fan of it. I thought it was fine, but then Part 2 is just like, bang! It gives us what we want. It's just a huge battle movie with wizards and wizards. It's Armageddon with wizards. That's basically this movie. It's a great finale with all the characters that we've known and loved from the original Harry Potter movies. It's a movie that just brings the Harry Potter characters and bring it to the end. And it has some of the best final battle moments I've ever seen in a film ever. Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, you deserve to be my number 1, but there's a movie that's a little bit better than you. But Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2 is probably my favorite Harry Potter movie in the entire franchise.
Number 1.
Alright guys, my favorite movie of 2011. Now, this is a pretty hard list because all these movies are my top 10 best movies of 2011 have been really great movies. But there is one movie that I would admire and I would remember 2011 forever because of this movie. My number 1 favorite movie of 2011 is
Caesar! Apes together strong.
Yes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes is my number 1. This is a movie that was honestly not that excited because I'm not a fan of the Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. I hated that movie, but yes, I loved the original Planet of the Apes movies back then. This movie, I was literally skeptical. I was literally skeptical. Rise of the Planet of the Apes brings us a film. A goddamn film. The main character of this film is a CGI ape. Something we did not expect. We thought James Franco was going to be the main character. No. Andy Serkis plays a CGI ape. And he's the main character of the film. Caesar, in my opinion, is one of the most iconic movie characters, or at least CGI characters, I have ever seen. The whole story of Caesar, how he begins to lead the apes, oh my god, this movie was great. Andy Serkis, why didn't you win an Oscar for this movie? Like, Oscars, why didn't you nominate him? Why? He's just fantastic in this film, and every single moment of Rise of the Planet of the Apes surprised me, and the CGI is also freaking incredible. It's a great start to this really amazing prequel trilogy of Planet of the Apes. Everything about this movie was flawless to me. From start to end, it just gives me more shock value and excitement. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, you're my favorite movie of 2011. You are awesome.
Apes together strong.
Alright everybody, these are my top 10 favorite movies of 2011. Let me know in the comments below, what are your top 10 favorite movies of 2011? Or what are your top 20? I want to know these movies. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, and Twitter. Keep contacting me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notified for my latest videos. The worst list is coming up very, very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day.